Hello and welcome in Leiden in our studio. This is not the Alpha Audio studio, but this is a studio where I also occasionally, when I have time, try to make music. And this is just a former school, and this is the rooftop floor where we have two studios. And this is the biggest one, and we use it for mastering as well and recording. And we are very pleased to have our new mastering monitor, which is undoubtedly the most heaviest and biggest we have ever transported into the studio. It's a Tannoy Studio Gold Monitor 15 inch. It originates from the late 70s, early 80s. It was the reference monitor, and it's a very happy coincidence that Tannoy decided to reissue this very series of speakers as we speak. So I think a month ago they reissued it with the same branding, the Studio Gold Monitor or Studio Monitor Gold 15, and they have also drivers that are a little bit more modest in size. So what stands out in this monitor is the coaxial build. So there's a woofer, and in the middle of it there you can see the tweeter. So it's all the sound comes from one point, actually.
Point source.
Here is the equalization, and you see the bass ports for so that the amount of air can flow out. And actually, Tannoy already at that time, these speakers are made also for active filtering. So behind, on the back side, you see many kind of inputs for active filtering. So you can filter the units both and overriding the filters, the passive filters who are inside. Well, it's massive. It's 60 kilograms heavy. Luckily they're on wheels, so they're transportable. And with it, because they were used in an Amsterdam studio, with it we got also a legendary pair of electronics, the Yamaha power amplifier B2 and the Yamaha preamplifier C2, which are both also very renowned for their sonic qualities and their sheer power. And the special thing is that apart from the left view meter, everything works. You know, there's no cracking, nothing.
How old is it?
I think about 1982.
40 years old?
Yeah.
Wow.
The VFAT technology was so expensive for Yamaha, they only made it in 3 or 4 models. And this is one of the few, and there are, you know, these vintage audio sites, they are raving about this set.
Okay.
It has 3 phono inputs, so if you want phono preamps, you're set. And of course, the thing is that, you know, about cabling, it's all, you know, attached. No, there are no inlets, and also when you want to mount the big speaker wires here, it's useless because it's so big.
It doesn't fit.
This pair of speakers really need a well treated room acoustically. Upon arrival, I used it in our rehearsal room downstairs, which is okay for bands, but it has not been treated very well acoustically, and it simply blew away everything. The power was so fierce, and not even the volume, but you know, it's what it produces, the amount of air.
Yeah.
It's humongous, and what we experienced already, Jaap and me, and also me earlier. We have about 2 weeks. The easiness of reproduction is really, you know, it's amazing, and also it's amazing that it stands out the test of time. 42 years.
It's crazy.
So what we're going to do is to listen. Oh yeah, and we attached a CD player because that's also part of the era. But this was my first CD player actually, the Rega Planet. I think I bought it in 1996 or so. And
it also still works.
It also still, well, it
sort of
works. And we attached it with a coax digital out to the Earman stack I just reviewed. And it's the Earman DAC, which is powered by a separate power supply unit 3.
Nice.
So, I guess we're going to have a listen.
Yeah, I'm really curious.
De zon, het zand, de hitte en de rustige rivier. De stilte en de droogte. En de leegte van dit hier. De hemel en de aarde. De wijdheid van het land. En de wijsheid van één man. Dat is genoeg. Er is niets waar ik op wacht. Morgen blijft het nacht. Ik overdag mijn zorgen en de wereld. En alle keren dat ik wakker lag, ik besloot, wat een mooie dag. Wat een mooie dag. De grond, het gras, de wegen naar de horizon die trilt.
Well, what do you think of it? Of my new portable?
Portable system, yeah. 40 years old, you say?
Yeah.
Um,
And the amps, the 2 amps, so it's 120 years of hi-fi experience. Well, and then
No,
the
and the
CD
Rega,
player, the
and
Rega
the
is
Earman.
from 1996.
yeah.
So
I
it's
think,
quite something.
well, you heard me talking during the few songs
Yeah,
we
you couldn't
played.
stop talking.
No, but what I actually said is the only thing that improved is the size. I mean, these are humongous speakers. They're very big and very heavy. But what struck me is that the bass is not that huge.
No.
It's just very powerful, but it's not out of balance. There's not a lot of bass.
Of course, we have a well-treated room.
Fair to say, yeah. Yeah, it's a well treated room. It's the acoustics
So
are good.
if you try this at home,
Don't.
you can do it. But you know, the preamp was not further than, I think,
A quarter?
9 o'clock.
Wow,
So?
a quarter. It was
Yeah.
it was really loud.
It was really loud.
I think I measured around 90, 92.
And we could just talk on this level.
Yeah, no problem at all. So there are a couple of things that stood out, I think. Speed, rhythm. The rhythm is beautiful in this system. You played a piece of how do you
John Coltrane?
propeller heads,
Yeah, propeller heads, yeah.
and it was like. I think even my TADs can't do it that well.
Wow.
The speed and the rhythm is just amazing in these loudspeakers. The TADs do something else very well. I mean, the layering and the calmness. This is studio gear. It's very high energetic, very.
Mid-range, upper mid-range is very precise.
And
What you told about the sound thrown at you, but
Yeah.
that doesn't have the depth of the new.
that's the other
speakers.
thing. I mean, it surrounds you in a bubble, but it's mostly towards you. And with Bluff, I was shocked how well the placement is. It's incredible. I mean, I've heard it that well, but on really expensive
And
systems.
this is, you know,
This is-
just a USB and a 500 euro, no less, 400 euro deck.
But it told me so much about where the weak links are.
Yeah.
We are playing around with cables and really expensive DA converters, and yes, they all do something. But this is just wired with IKEA power cords, a piece of
Yes.
lamp cord for loudspeakers, and I was like,
Brownstone.
wow, that placement is incredible.
But what you see is an amplifier that does a job. Just, you know,
That
getting
Yamaha
power.
is,
The preamp, which is also outstanding.
yeah, but they weren't cheap back then.
Oh no.
This is really expensive
This
gear.
was high-end gear. You know, this was and still is $11,000 euro per
a
piece.
piece. So that's 22,000 euros in loudspeakers
Yeah.
nowadays.
And I think this was also about that price.
A couple of $1,000
Yeah.
at least.
Together 10 maybe.
It says another thing. High-end gear will remain really good.
Yeah.
I mean, this is even now a really good
Yeah, you can
loudspeaker.
buy this on eBay or Reverb.
Yeah.
Expect to pay a price.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
But, you know, I'm sitting here in front of the speaker. It's
Silent.
dead silent. It's amazing. Okay. No,
No.
nothing.
And those are high-sensitive speakers.
High sound. There, yeah, yes.
And they're dead silent.
Yeah.
So this beast of an amp is
And
impressive.
Yeah, what we brought some other amps with us.
Yeah.
We will try that.
Yeah, we will, but I don't think they will be better. Actually,
No.
this matches really well.
That's,
we have
that's
a
also
Hypex.
the thing of matching. So you can have a. Okay, it's a good stack.
Yeah,
The Earman,
yeah, it's good.
but it's not the most expensive thing you can buy.
No.
And it's the off-the-shelf USB cable with the adapter to the MacBook Pro. And I'm just playing the standard no hi-fi player or so.
This is really bad for Alpha, of course.
And what do you
I mean, we test cables. Like I recently reviewed the Van der Hulst CNT.
Yeah.
It's an amazing cable. I still think
But
it is
how would it
amazing.
sound on this set? What do you think?
That will do a lot in calmness.
Calmer.
Yeah.
Even. Yeah.
Calmness and stability, I think. I mean, this can improve, but it was just funny that I was drooling over the 3D imaging of this system. It's really incredible, and we're playing with lamp cord practically. I still think cables do a lot, and it's the dot on the I, and in high-end systems it's important. Still is.
Yeah.
But this tells you that the basics should be right.
And now you can improve. Maybe.
Good speakers, good amplifiers, that's where you start.
Yeah.
Don't start with cables if
Yeah.
you have a big issue in your system.
It should be already good with
Yeah, and then you
standard
can make it
off-the-shelf stuff.
a little bit better.
Yeah. But you know,
Yeah.
we tried to mount the big wires on it, because they have
Didn't work.
these tiny.
Yeah, I put it on film. It's hilarious.
You did. You put it up.
Yeah, I have it on film.
Good.
It's hilarious. I mean, back then they weren't thinking about cables.
No.
Not at all. Didn't matter.
You remember these grayish thin stuff with a square and a round one, so you could.
But
And what about the CD player then? Rega.
still good.
It's still good. It's
But we're not using the analog output.
No.
So it's digital out. I love this CD transport. It's just lovely.
And it still works. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But I think the analog out. I think I have only one channel.
Damn, that's nice. I love it.
I have only one channel on the analog out.
Yeah, that's what you said. And it's really fast. Damn, that's
What-
really
what
fast.
do you mean?
I mean, I close it. It spins up. That side, book.
And now it reads. Yeah. Is it fast?
That's really fast. Good job, Rega.
But
But
maybe-
this is a dedicated CD transport. It's not a CD-ROM drive
No.
tweaked for audio. It's dedicated.
And because it was their first CD player.
I think it's a CD Pro from Philips. That's what I
possible.
think. Yeah, that's what I think.
But they wanted a vinyl sounding CD. And that's why they made a top loader.
It's Rega, of course.
It's Rega.
Yeah.
And this was also not cheap. It was about 1,000, I guess. Or
Back then, that was a lot of money.
1,200, and then you had to pay another extra for the remote.
Oh, extra for the remote. Yeah,
100.
back then that was a thing. Still is. I think it's
But it was the
ridiculous.
first, CD players were introduced in, let's say, 86, and I think 10 years later they made this one, the Planet. Planet.
Yeah. Yeah. But overall,
Overall.
really impressive system. And the only thing I thought is that, is it really better than what we have nowadays? Yes and no. We can make smaller speakers that perform really well.
Yeah.
We can make more efficient amplifiers that sound really well. But the musicality and the emotion that you get from listening to a hi-fi system, no.
People, I had this about 2 weeks, people who are listening here, they
It's-
all don't stop listening. They say,
No.
you want to play this, want to play it.
Yeah.
And we haven't even tried it on vinyl.
No.
Because it's a little bit...
It's not even tweaked. I mean, we dump the speakers in a place where that's about right, and
Yeah.
it's perfectly fine.
Well, that's maybe also the thing, what you said, well, it's also we are doing much precision stuff.
Yeah.
And actually that's good if you want to really optimize it.
Yeah.
But it should be well as is. Because it,
Yeah. That's what Grimm also says.
Yeah?
That's their philosophy. It should be fine with standard cables. You can make it better, maybe, but it should perform well with the stuff we put in the box. And if it doesn't, and I've had loads of amplifiers and filters that says, yeah, you have to use this cable, you have to use it like this, you have to put it like this. It's, sorry to say, it's bullshit. It should work with standard gear.
Mhm.
And this performs really well with standard gear. And that's what name also says. I mean, don't tweak with fuses and cables. We design it as is, and it should be used as is. And this is definitely a case of it's fine as is.
You look at how thin the cable is of the power amp.
Yes,
It's
1 square millimeter, I think. 1 millimeter squared. Yeah. But on that bombshell, this is impressive. Thank you for this.
well, do we
Nice.
have the new Alpha reference speaker here?
Yeah, that's what I said. It's the new Alpha reference. Well, it definitely is a reference. Amazing. Cool stuff. And no, we're not going to be a retro platform. No worries. But it is very funny to go 40 years back and see where we're now.
Yeah.
And I see some improvements.
Yeah.
And I see no improvement at all.
Maybe we should go deeper into that because I think it's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I think
Stuff mostly
we have
looks
been
better.
talking more
Yeah.
for years. Once in a while about a vintage audio, why it should stand out or not, but maybe it's more interesting to ponder or to share ideas what brands nowadays can learn from what the brands did back in the day.
Yeah, we can talk for hours about that, and I was already like, oh, but we're not going to do that now.
No, but we will
I think it's really interesting to see how they did it back then, and this is purely physics, and that's what you actually hear. It's the ease with which it plays. It's so laid back.
we didn't see even the woofer
It didn't
moving.
move.
This you could feel the bass.
Yes, it did. It did vibrate. That's what they improved. I mean, it's all tighter and more detailed in the bass, I think.
The materials are more damping.
Way more advanced. But it didn't add to the emotion you get when you listen to music. And I think we need to focus on what does it do with me when I'm listening to music. This was a lot of fun. Not for the neighbors.
Luckily we don't have neighbors.
We don't have neighbors. But okay, hope you like these kinds of
Yes.
videos. If you do like them, share it with us and we can do more, maybe. Subscribe, and if you want to support us, you can do that on Patreon as well. So
We're
thank
gonna
you.
have a listen
Yeah,
and have fun.
see you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.